Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, it's amazing how quickly the sands of time dull our memories. I ask, what would you tell a 16-year-old of September 11th, 2001? What lessons did we learn? What was important about that day, those who lived through it? And for those who lived through it, what is the sense, the feeling that you have when you think back on, no doubt, exactly where you were at and what you were doing on that particular day? What did you feel? What was important to you? And I put to you that I think it was fear. Fear is the sense that it was dulled by time. We had a fear of the unknown. At 8:46, we were wondering, what sort of foolish pilot would crash into a skyscraper? How could you be that bad at flying that you did that? At 9:03, when it happened again, we knew very quickly that something was amiss, and then we began to fear that unknown. Now put yourself on an airplane, United Flight 93, for instance, flying somewhere over Ohio, and they know of this news as well. Then at 9:37, it happens again, this to our military complex, and we're shaken to our core because we realize that this is no longer just a bunch of fools. They're actually using airplanes as missiles to attack our very nation, the core of what we are, who we are, what we're doing. And I have to imagine that on Flight 93, those group of individuals that were on there said to themselves that this fear of the unknown is unpalatable, that they refused to take that fear anymore and changed it in the most uniquely American way. We hate fear and we hate unknown. So what's the best way to deal with fear and unknown? Action. Because now it's in your court. You are the person making things happen. And while they died tragically in a field near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, they were heroes because they stopped the fate of thousands, perhaps, meeting that same demise. Then, on the ground in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, they saw the same thing sitting in a schoolroom. You saw it too in Philadelphia, sitting in your own high-rise building, watching the events unfold, 8:46, 9:03, 9:37. Then you see a plane crash in Little Shanksville, Pennsylvania at 10:03, I apologize. So the ground shakes under your very feet in small-town America, Shanksville, Pennsylvania. You're afraid because you've seen everyone else get hit, and now we are getting hit. The sky is falling, literally. So what do you do in small-town Pennsylvania? What do you do in big city Pennsylvania? What do you do across the nation? You're a trucker going down the road in Wyoming. What did everyone do that day? They embraced and harnessed the fear of unknown. In small-town Shanksville, Pennsylvania, they went and got their most valuable assets, their children, brought them home, and then proceeded to prepare to defend themselves. Because we assumed, much like everyone else in this nation, that it was not the end, but the beginning. And that's what we should be telling 16-year-olds today, is that you need to harness the fear of the unknown in particular, and act. Because action is the most American thing that we can do. Thank you, and God bless all who are lost and all of our first responders.